All right, this is the November 26th meeting of the Westport Conservation Commission. We'll begin by saluting the flag.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Put the
Anything?
lights on. You're gonna flip on your light.
Oh, you have to be careful what you
So
say.
seven.
All right, any discussion, Chris?
No.
No? Okay. First, got a soil permit, J.R. and Sons, 17 Sodom Road.
Correct, Mr. Chairman and members. This is J.R. and Sons, our last renewal of soil permit, number 492, located at 17 Sodom Road. Description of the work: the applicant has filed to renew the stockpiling transfer site permit at 17 Sodom Road. The area is located to the rear of the residence. The area is used for stockpiling gravel and road-based materials for the owner's asphalt business. Permit renewal is in order. Recommendations: Westport Conservation Soil Conservation Commission should approve the renewal of soil permit number 492 for J.R. and Sons for 1 year.
All right, any discussion, questions? If not, looking for a motion?
Motion to approve. Second.
All right, that's Kevin and Jake. Those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? All right, that's unanimous. Next, we've got septics. We have Lee DeRoziers, 139 Donovan's Lane.
That would be me, sir.
All right.
Good night, Mark.
This over here, guys?
Yeah, Val, does that work for you? We're down at
Yeah.
cameras.
Or do you want me to go to the table? I can do whatever.
That's fine.
We need the audience to see it.
Yeah. These are kind of non-magnetic magnets.
It's just
They're
so at best.
aluminum magnets.
Hey, folks. Mark Roberts, Analysis and Design Engineering. I'm here to present a septic repair plan for Lee and Diane DeRoziers at 139 Donovan's Lane. This is subject to a request for determination of applicability by the Conservation Commission. In a nutshell, what we've got is we're replacing a failed Title V system with a denitrification system, which is a bottomless sand filter. Pre-treatment unit is a Fuji denitrification system to a pump chamber, 500-gallon pump chamber, up to the bottomless sand filter in the northeast corner of the parcel. This parcel of land was created and conveyed over to the property owners to allow the installation of the system. It provides a setback of 50 feet to the wetland resource area, the Westport River and surrounding marsh areas to the west, as with the proposed Fuji tank, which also provides a setback of greater than 50 feet to the resource areas to the west, again, the river and the marshy area surrounding that river. This plan has gone through the Board of Health yesterday and was approved contingent upon your endorsement of the septic repair plan. I'll stop at that point, sir.
Okay.
Mr. Chairman, members, this is Lee DeRoziers, 139 Donovan's Lane. This is a request for determination of applicability filed by ADE Engineering with Mark Rodricks here representing. The report date is November 18th, 2024. This is a Board of Health approved plan. Description of the work: the applicant has filed to repair the septic system 50 feet from the edge of the wetlands located along the Westport River. The proposed system will have denitrification and 500-gallon pump chamber installed to the rear of the home. All activity is within the riverfront area, but work falls under the exemption and is allowed under the Wetlands Protection Act. Recommendations: the Westport Conservation should approve the septic system repair with bottomless sand filter and denite with a negative box 2 determination for Lee DeRoziers, 139 Donovan's Lane.
All right. Any discussion? Audience? Members? If not, looking for a motion?
I move we approve the septic system repair with bottomless sand filter and the negative box to determination. Second.
Okay, Bert and Kevin, those in favor? Opposed? All right, that's unanimous.
Thank you very much.
Easy peasy. All right, you too.
You too, Mark. Take care, buddy. To your wife, too. Tell her we're asking about her as always.
As usual, thanks, Chris.
Yes, sir.
All right, next up, Gilbert Souza / 7566 Holdings LLC, 954 American Legion Highway. You have green cards on you, right?
Not on this one, no.
Oh, I mean, okay, yep. Yeah.
Hi, for the record, Kevin Silver, S&K Engineering. I'm here on behalf of 7566 Holdings for 954 American Legion Highway for a septic repair. The well in the front yard throws off a radius, which pushes us into the rear of the yard. That septic system is 100 feet from a bordering vegetated wetland, and because of the setback of the well, it forces the grading into the buffer zone, which I am greater than 50 feet in the area that is pretty preoccupied by the prior owners. Basically, the septic repair, to refer to Chris's report. If you have any questions, I'm happy to answer.
Super.
Mr. Chairman, members, this is 7566 Holdings LLC. The property is located at 954 American Legion Highway. This is a request for determination of applicability filed by S&K Engineering with Kevin Silva representing. This is pending Board of Health or approved by Board of Health, Kev?
I believe it's approved. I haven't heard it wasn't.
Okay, so we'll say it's approved this evening. Site visit was also on November 18th, 2024. Description of the work: the applicant has filed to repair the septic system at the property on American Legion Highway. The system will be placed to the rear of the property and will be 100 feet from the BVW. The wetland line shown was determined to be accurate. The grading needed will extend closer to 55 feet from the wetland. Work will be contained with erosion controls and installed and will be the limit of all work and activity. All other work is outside of the 100-foot buffer zone. As Kevin mentioned, some of the work is towards the front of the home, but the grading help is required and extends it closer to that resource area. This again is a buffer zone project. Recommendations: the Westport Conservation Commission should approve the work for septic repair at 954 American Legion Highway with a negative box 3 determination.
All right, any questions, comments? If not, motion?
I second it.
Should we make the motion subject to Board of Health?
I would say, yeah, you can contingent on Board of Health's acceptance.
Make a motion, pending Board of Health approval.
Okay. Jake, who's second?
Second.
Second, Bert.
Perfect, yeah.
Okay. Those in favor? Opposed? All right, that's unanimous.
Thank you.
All
Kevin,
right, thank you. Yeah, you too.
happy holiday, brother.
All right, let me see. Chris Davis, notice of intent, 2 Monroe Street.
Thanks for not forgetting them.
Thank you.
We know how you're getting older, sir. I said, thanks for not forgetting them. We know how you're getting older.
Yeah, I know.
But you live close, so it's not bad. It's the only advantage.
That guy was sent back to, was it a Sonnet? Meet his wife halfway.
Okay, this is Len Potter, Westport Environmental here for Chris Davis. 2 Monroe Street. Monroe Street comes down on the property. Like so, this way goes back to, I forget what the other street is up here, but it's.
Van Buren.
Van Buren. The proposal is to construct a dwelling with a septic system and a well and stormwater management, a wetlands edge, is flagged from flag 101 up to flag 106, shown on the bottom of the page here. The house is gonna be 25 feet, the closest point to the wetlands edge. The well's already been installed from a previous application. There was a notice of intent filed on this property a few years back and approved because it's expired. It's a totally different owner. So the home is shown as such. The septic system's going 100 feet away from the wetlands edge. This is the well radius, and the buffer zone cuts right through here, like so. So the system is outside the buffer zone as required. The driveway is gonna come in off Monroe Street and gonna come up in here and back up this way, but turn around here. The stormwater, gonna pick up all the roof runoff and conduct that into a retention basin here. Driveway runoff goes into the same, and there's grading in the buffer zone to make everything work here. The system is a raised system, and the Advantex units here are gonna pump into a pump basin off of the leach field. And that's pretty much it. It's not that difficult. Silk fence all along the wetlands edge, up around the backside to protect it.
Mr. Chairman, members, this is Chris Davis, 2 Monroe Street. This is a notice of intent application filed by Westport Environmental Design with Len Potter here representing. Report date is November 18th, 2024. There is a file number for this project with no adverse comments. It's SE 802772. Site visit was also on November 18th, 2024. Lenny has provided the green cards for this hearing. So the applicant, in this case, he has purchased a previously permitted lot off Monroe Street. As Lenny has mentioned, this has gone through 2 other owners with active orders that have since been given certificate of compliances. So this lot has changed ownership, and in order conditions needs to be in place for this new owner. He is permitting the same single-family home footprint and septic system, although the garage is slightly larger than what was previously permitted. The septic and everything is still in the same location. But we are staying 25 feet away from the BVW with that structure. The well was installed many years ago, as Lenny has also reiterated. The BVW line is shown as the same as also was previously permitted. This line extends to the rear of the property and kind of hooks back onto the site, but gives there a fairly decent amount of area for the proposed activity. Erosion controls will be installed along the limit of work and shall remain until the area is stabilized and seeded. Again, this is a buffer zone activity. Recommendations for the board: the Westport Conservation should consider approving a single-family home, garage, septic, and grading with standard conditions for file number SE 802772 and issue an order of conditions. For Chris Davis, 2 Monroe Street. That's all, Mr. Chairman.
All right, great. Any questions, comments? If not, looking for a motion?
Motion to approve.
Second.
Jake and Bert, those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? All right, that's unanimous.
Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Just when you do the site work, Lenny, wrap the erosion right to the other property line.
Around the back.
Because he started digging near that pile, which I told him to, because wetlands just beyond that old fill pile. Okay, Uncle?
Sounds like a plan.
All right, thank you again, have a good holiday.
Westport River Watershed Alliance, RDA, Cherry and Webb Beach, restore and plant 3,000 square feet of beach grass. Is anyone here? from the
Yes.
Watershed Alliance?
Mr. Chairman, I'm taking care of it. There was Phil's birthday, so him and his wife would like to go out to dinner. So I thought I would be nice and offer that to be covered by me. So this is a request of determination filed by Watershed River Alliance, Westport River Watershed Alliance, rather, for the Cherry and Webb Beach area. Every year through the school system, the Westport Watershed Alliance does programs with the kids in the schools, and one of their programs is taking them out in a coastal dune, and they implement planting of areas within that dune. So they have filed this request for determination of applicability. The report date is November 18th, 2024. Description of work, the applicant has filed to request approvals to plant beach grass with the students within the Cherry and Webb Town Beach area. The Westport River Watershed Alliance has and continues to bring the students into the area and establish beach grass planting efforts. The efforts help to preserve the dunes and help stabilize them. So they work within the blown-out areas just off the main path, maybe 500 feet up from the main parking lot into the dune area. And they work in certain areas that are colonizing, they move over and they try to do it again. So I think this is very beneficial, and it does help us to get a stable environment in that area. So recommendations, the Westport Conservation Commission should approve the beach grass plantings for the Westport River Watershed Alliance and the schools with a negative box 2 determination. That is all.
Are they transplanting from one area to another?
No, they buy
buy
beach
it?
grass, yes,
Okay.
absolutely. It's plantings of new grass.
Do they monitor the
Yes.
success? Is it,
Well, to a point, you
Yeah.
can see the areas that she showed me the picture that she has, so they kind of work, in areas to try to, like I said, establish the beach grass.
What's the time of planting of that? When do they
Excuse
plant it?
me?
In the spring, April?
They actually do it earlier in the spring, yes, but the ultimate time is very early in the spring, but if they're just planting it through the schools, then it may not be the most optimum time because of the fluctuation and what time of year the students are able to get out into the dune area, but yes. Normally, a very early March to early April is the optimum time before it actually starts sprouting.
Motion approved.
okay.
Second.
Those in favor?
All right.
All right. Jake and Bert, those in favor?
You did.
Did already. Okay, all right.
She's not here, I'll do that one too.
Let me see. Lori Goyette, RDA, 19 Bowyer Street, constructs sunroom addition on existing deck in the buffer zone to pond.
Is anybody here?
Anyone here?
All right.
Lori Goyette?
I'll do this one too, Mr. Chairman. If you just pull the plan out of the
Yeah.
file, I'll post it. Should be the RDA. That one?
Let me see, South Shore Road. No, okay. Lori Goyette.
It should be a fairly decent plan that they put in there. Put that back in the file. This is an existing property at 19 Bowyer Street for Lori Goyette. They came in for a building permit application, and they would like to claim the deck as a sunroom. So that is going to require some additional sonotube construction to support the new weight. So the property is located on South Watuppa Pond. Sanford Road would be up in this vicinity, come down one of the side streets to Bowyer Street, and it sits right on the pond. You can see all the stone jetties here. So she's probably about 45 to 50 feet from the pond, just outside the 50-foot area. So this is a sunroom constructed on top of the raised deck. Again, the property is located on South Watuppa Pond, and the work is within 100 feet. The sunroom will be installed on the existing elevated deck. New concrete sonotubes will be needed to install to support the sunroom above. All work is within and under the existing deck, so there's no expansion into any of the area. The Westport Conservation recommendation should approve the sonotubes or concrete supports with a negative box 3 determination for Lori Goyette, 19 Bowyer Street.
All right, any questions or comments?
Motion approved.
Motion. Jake?
Second.
Kevin? Those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? All right, that's unanimous.
Yeah, throw that in there, Jacob. Thanks, brother.
Manny Window, RDA 922 State Road, construct 2 metal storage buildings in a buffer zone.
Can't do this for everybody tonight.
Getting paid extra tonight?
No, I mean, man, and I don't see George Ayub here either, so,
Well, Listen, if we vote no, who can argue with? We can argue with you.
No, I would say continue this one. This is a little more, you know, you should be explaining this one because there's a bathroom and some other stuff. So I would ask to postpone this.
Kind of give them a chance to maybe arrive late.
Yes, I would just postpone it.
Okay, so what is, let's see. No, it's South Shore Road.
That one's next.
Oh, that's not, okay, all right. Next up, we've got Michael Ashley, notice of intent, 126 South Shore Road, reconstruct driveway, perform beach nourishment in a coastal resource area.
Come on up, Mike. Michael's here to represent himself. I'm just gonna put the plan in there, Mr. Chairman.
Yeah.
Mr. Ashley bought this place, recently. You got the cards? Thanks. Just state your name, Mike, and for the record.
Michael Ashley,
What's the address of the property?
126 South Shore Drive, Street, Road.
That's pretty good, Mike.
I was close.
All right, I can take it from here, Michael. Thank you. Michael has provided the green cards. Now, Michael just bought this again from a prior owner who had an active permit. The lawyers wouldn't let it stay open, so they had to close it with a certificate of compliance and reapply with this permit. Mr. Ashley, as prior owner, also had the Natural Heritage's approval, which is good for 5 years. So in his favor, he basically is mimicking what the prior owner had established. So Mr. Ashley is located at 126 South Shore Road. This is a notice of intent application. Report date is November 19, 2024. The file number with no adverse comments is SE 802774. As I mentioned, this has a remaining Natural Heritage and Endangered Species Program approval for activity because this is piping plover habitat along the waterfront just on below East Beach Road. You take Grove Street to South Shore, right at the end of John Reed Road. So the owner has filed to obtain an order of conditions to have the allowance to maintain the trailer lot with beach nourishment and the access drive into the property off Grove Street. The previous owners had obtained Natural Heritage and Endangered Species approvals and is still valid under their 5-year allowance. The specific approval for Natural Heritage and Endangered Species Program will be part of the conditions for this order. The site is located within piping plover habitat, and they actually specified materials and what type of gravel could be used in that area. They're trying to deter the plovers from nesting in the roadway, which they can be if certain product is used. So this work is based on winter weather and how much storms affect the site. Mike's pretty much aware of it. He's been there for about 6 to 8 months now, so he kind of got a feel for what's coming, and he is anticipating there may be a need for this. So we encourage the owners to have this active, and it helps them in the long run. So recommendations, and the Westport Conservation Commission should approve the beach maintenance and driveway access with the specific Natural Heritage and Endangered Species Program conditions and compatible with the existing grain size. So I can explain this to Mike afterwards, but basically, Michael, they specify what materials you can utilize, so you discourage them in a sense, okay? So all the material is specified on this previous approval from them. So I'll guide you once we come into that season. You need to do some work. Now this is also for your driveway heading by Quinn's
Yep,
to the Grove Street.
right.
Okay?
Correct.
Okay. So just as long as you know that this is for the access for you to get across those others to this one.
Right.
All right?
Yep.
So that is my recommendation, Mr. Chairman. Again, there is a file number and everything seems to be in order. That's all.
Chris, is this the situation where it has to be done before plover nesting in April?
Absolutely correct. So all those guidelines would apply. This is an April 1st to August 31st, no activity type. So, yes, Mr. Ashley would have to get in there before that window of April 1st. In some cases, we allow activity afterwards if the plover season isn't started, or if a biologist comes in and observes the area and encourages that there are no birds, we can start work too, so. But yes, thank you for that comment.
All right,
Motion to approve?
all right. It's Jake and Bert. Those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? All right.
I got your address, I'll mail that out to you,
Okay,
all right?
and I'll talk to you soon.
All right, have a great holiday, thank you again.
Thanks.
Chris, do you wanna grab that?
Yes, sir.
What do we have here? Continuances, Caracorp.
Yeah, I just texted him, he said he's on his way, so we can jump to John Piva.
Okay. Another continuance, John Piva, Anred, 0, Register Ave.
This is a continuance, so, previous open hearing.
No, I thought we were continuing it.
No,
No, we were actually doing the hearing.
I sent him a derogatory email, a text rather. I said, Mr. Carrick, I said, you're up, fucker. Yeah,
Yeah,
you
come on,
you
bring
can't
coffee.
leave.
Bring coffees.
I told you, we move quick, can't dilly-dally.
Yeah, waiting around.
Hello, yes, go ahead.
Well, as per, the last meeting, we surveyed, marked out the area of the side of the intermittent stream, which actually is on the abutter's property. The land slopes from the east to the west, and then from the west to the east, and creates sort of a little bowl here. And as it crosses the area of register, that it creates part of the intermittent stream, and the flags will be picked up for Chris's request, so.
Mr. Chairman, John Piva, 0 Register Ave. This is a continuance of abbreviated notice of resource area delineation. The engineer that has done the plan is Riverhawk Engineering. Jim Walsh here has flagged the wetlands and representing the intermittent stream on the property. This report is dated November 20th, 2024. I didn't write the file number down, but there was a file number on this project. I forget what it is off the top of my head, but is it? What is it? 2771. Thank you, Jim. SE 802771. Description of the work. The owner has filed an ANRAD to determine the wetland resource areas on the lot located between 2 undeveloped paper streets. The wetland line was adjusted in the field by the agent, and the new revised plan shows those changes. The plan also identified the intermittent stream channel that is located within Register Ave, here, the paper section of Register Ave. This area may be an intermittent stream, but I did observe additional flow channels further to the east. These were observed. It's a very difficult area. There are more than one intermittent stream, I think, in some cases when this is flowing. So I will finalize in the end, but I think we should wait till we got flow to be honest where a culvert or something may be needed at this time. Also, there is another intermittent stream that flows from Conscript Ave onto the site. This is via a drainage culvert that drains under Conserve Ave and discharges between house number 50 and number 58 Conserve. And this is what feeds this BVW into this parcel of land. The ANRAD, again, is only for approving of what is within the parcels, but these intermittent streams will be noted on the ORAD's issuance. So these intermittent streams aren't necessarily on this property, but they should be noted in case there is activity for accessing these lots where these may be impacted. This BVW extends from Summer Ave, because this culvert goes under Conserve, all the way to Banner Ave. So this area actually drains a considerable amount of area. It's not just the areas immediately around those houses. So this is fed by town drains that I was able to unearth recently. It is recommended that the site also be reviewed in April 2025 to determine if any vernal pool habitat is present within this wetland. Neighbors have provided 3 documented pictures of spotted salamanders in close proximity and adjacent to this parcel. So that is something for the landowner to keep in his mind when he proposes any future projects on this property. Resource areas, BVW and intermittent stream are present on this site. Recommendations, the Westport Conservation Commission should approve the delineation as shown on the revised plan dated 10/25/24. Wetland flags number 101 through 108 and wetland flags 112 to 119, and make notation that more than one intermittent stream exists and they are located adjacent to the property and may be subject to stream crossing standards. So that is just a general description. As I stated, these aren't specifically right on these 2 parcels, but within the vicinity. That's my recommendation for the board, Mr. Chairman, at this time.
Okay, any questions, comments? Anyone, audience, no? Okay, if not, guess looking for a motion.
I'll make a motion to approve the delineation.
Second.
Okay, Kevin and Bert, those in favor?
Hey.
Opposed?
I reluctantly support it, but I'm getting sick and tired of the destruction of these lots that have basically should not be buildable lots, but it is what it is. You can destroy Westport further. Thank you.
Yep. Okay, so I guess that's a reluctant unanimous.
Thank you. You can call Carey Corp.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Thanks,
All
Jim.
right, thanks, have a good holiday.
Happy Hanukkah. Got him to laugh.
Kerry Carp, Brookwood Drive, and Red.
Hello.
I didn't know you were back there.
Didn't bring a plan with me.
You don't have to. We got a plan we can throw up there for you. If we,
Let me see, which one to try that one?
no,
No?
that's Xana's. That's right, Charlie. These are COCs. It should be there. Is that it?
Water, Kerry Carp.
Yeah, just give me the bag. No, I told you not to bring anything. That's mine. You can go to the mic and just see your wonderful representation of who you are and thank you.
Good evening, Bob Carrick, Carrick Corp Industries in Fall River, Mass. This is a delineation of a piece of property that's at the end of Brookwood Drive. This is probably the 3rd time that it's been walked, flagged, approved. It's expired, come back. It's just, so it's expired at this point, so we just renewing what had been approved a few times prior to. And that's pretty much it.
Chris, want to make your report?
Sure, I'll sum it up for him. Mr. Chairman, this is Carey Corp, Brookwood Drive. This is abbreviated notice of resource area delineation. The plan is from Boucher and Associates. The report date is November 19th, 2024. The file number for the project is SE802773 with no adverse comments. Again, this is just no work proposed. This is just a approval of a delineation. The applicant has provided the green cards. They are on record. He dropped them off last week. The applicant has filed this abbreviated notice of resource area delineation to determine the extent the resource area is on the property. The wetland has been approved in the past. The site was reviewed, and the wetland line observed in the field is accurate. The limit of wetland, again, was determined to be accurate. The site also contains Angeline Brook a perennial and cold water fish habitat. The limit of this riverfront is shown on the plan, has been measured from the top of the bank. Bankful indicators were evident, and the top of the bank was accurately located. As Mr. Carrick has mentioned, this project has actual subdivision approval on this property. He is reestablishing that delineation to allow him to decide what is the future of the property. Is he going to go with the development he currently has, or there may be a slight change in what is proposed here? So nothing as far as access is going to change. The cul-de-sac and the access into the site would be in the same general regime. The upper side of this property is all uplands, as the westerly is the resource area side. So Westport Conservation recommendation should approve the wetland and riverfront limit as shown on the plan dated October 11th, 2024, and issue an order of resource area delineation for file number SE 802773.
Does that back up almost to your place?
No, not in this case.
No,
He's,
little different.
this is
Yeah.
southerly.
Yeah.
Yeah. But same Pat Woods though. Yeah.
Yes.
Between, yes, correct.
Yeah.
Yes.
You may back up to the shakedown money there, Buzzards Bay Coalition for the solar field.
Oh,
You're right, it is, yeah, you're right.
Shakedown
Yes.
money.
Yeah.
There is shakedown money in here, that's right. It connects, the land is all connected by Mr. Carrick's kind donations all the way to the other.
Donated most of the land back.
Correct,
Yeah.
correct. To the extent that it goes all the way to the next development, yes.
Where's the access? Is that off like?
Granite Post is an access.
This is Brookwood.
This is
Yeah,
Brookwood.
okay.
Yes. Granite Post is the other end of his property that there was a purchase made there, that the Buzzards Bay has access into a single-family house lot and into a 40-acre parcel that connects to other parcels that he opted to trade with the solar farm development.
Okay.
Motion approved.
Second.
It's Kevin and Jake, Bert, those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? All right, that's unanimous.
All right, thank you very much.
Excellent.
Have a nice night.
Yep,
Thank
you
you.
too.
Have a good holiday, Bob.
You too.
What do we have here? Manual window, okay.
Did that go?
So,
Thanks, Ron.
all right, I think Mr. Lindo's time has run out here, so.
Yeah, I would continue, Mr. Lindo.
For a motion to continue Manny Lindo. When's our next meeting?
Do we need a date?
12:10.
12:10?
Motion to continue to 12:10.
Second.
Second? All right, it's Kevin and Jake. Jake, he's grumpy. He didn't even want to second a motion to continue.
Nope.
There's things that sometimes really set some members off,
So you told me-
Mr.
That was the
Chairman.
last one, not this one.
Can I get
Why-
this?
why are
Chairman,
you
I
holding-
Can I
can't-
go to
Window
water? You want some?
I
you
can't
want some
control.
coffee?
I can't control attitudes and stresses.
Those in
You're
favor?
gonna play bridge?
You know, Mr. Chairman, all honestly, he should be happy the season's ended for him. Now he gets to frolic and be married.
Those in favor? Opposed? Okay, that's unanimous. Continuance, nothing to sign, so there's nothing to sign there.
Nope, just keep it in your pile here. There we go. And now you're moving to these.
I gotta keep everything separate.
Well, you're moving forward. You're good.
Yeah, once in a while I get a little bit of help from this one, but he's.
Right, now,
Ooh, gross, I'm cooperative
I'm
tonight.
not helping on
You
something.
wanna help me?
No.
What did I do?
He's the reason you're getting confused. He
I
keeps
know,
shuffling
he's
stuff.
moving things around, I know.
Can't get any friends around here.
That's why I wanted the motion, 'cause I don't have to deal with this.
Well, we certainly are going to consider
I
it.
wanna do what Carter's doing over there. You just look, just sitting there.
Piles.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
It's a nice pile.
You just want
Does it have to be a performance or attendance issue for the motion? I'll give you both.
We'll do a year-end performance review if you want.
I'll give you attendance issues, performance issues, whatever you need, whatever you need.
All right,
All
we got COCs.
Okay, we've got,
Right there, second page, partial COC, other business.
Chris, should I abstain as a butter? It was, I think I abstained from the original.
Yeah, if that's the case, Mr. Chairman, I think
believe I abstained.
Jake is correct in that we may have to postpone this one, Mr. Chairman.
Which one is this?
This is a, Michael Zanes, this is an abutter to the Baker's Beach property that Mr. McGuigan's family does. By way of this, it's connected, and not necessarily, but by us ruling on this, the second part of this project, which does come into play at Mr. McGuigan's property, does be part of this. So I would ask the board, because of that and the lack of a potential quorum on this matter, that we ask to continue the certificate, partial certificate of compliance for Michael Zanes, 1 Nix Way, to December 10th.
Motion to continue to 12:10.
Okay,
Okay, a second.
it's Kevin and Bert.
Good call.
I can vote on that, though?
Yeah, you can vote on the continuance, absolutely.
Continuance, yeah,
Yeah.
okay. Okay.
Thank you.
That's not John Teradash's old house, is it?
No, this one is in Nix Way, no. John Taradish's house was just bought by Jay Raposa.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
and this one's further up. Nix Way is that little cul-de-sac that goes in. So Mr. Zanes is the first phase of this boardwalk that was going to do with the helicopters.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and they still want to do phase 2, so, okay, so we can continue this, no problem. So we would have the second one under that, Mr. Chairman, which would
Okay,
be,
so we are gonna, well, let's do the motion to continue here.
all in favor, that's,
Those in favor, opposed, all right, that's unanimous.
no, don't need to sign.
Don't sign it.
Just pass it, want to pass
Okay.
down anyway, or no?
No, we'll keep those on the not tended to file.
Very good.
We don't wanna get in this category, we may lose focus.
Thank you.
We're overwhelmed down there.
We are losing focus, we got two things, let's
Yeah,
move.
okay, yeah.
I'm kidding.
Let's see, this one is
Just keep these with you.
FHL Realty Trust. Is that this one here? Okay.
FHL, yes.
Anything to promotion issues?
This is FHL Realty Trust. This is 260 State Road. This is a certificate of compliance request for file number SC 801866. Site visit was on November 19th, as well as this report is dated November 19th, 2024. This order of conditions was issued for a potential project at 260 State Road. In hindsight, it was actually going to be Elite Auto Sales, but the work was never commenced on this order. The property has since sold and is under current sale for a dispensary, and this order is still on record at the Registry of Deeds. So this is basically a certificate of compliance with the box check that no work was commenced on this order and it has expired. So that's my recommendation to the board.
Where's it located?
260 is next to Coastal Healing. It's that little shabby building. Yes.
Is that the plan still to move forward on?
Yes, yes. This is the final phase. They got,
Right next door.
For a
They got-
second dispensary?
Right next door.
yeah, they're side by side.
We have
Side by
one
each.
dispensary for every 7,500 people in the town.
And the state too.
And the one across Cask and Pig.
We have 15,000 people.
And there's one across from the Cask and Pig opening up, Apollo, I
They
think the
realize
name
they're
of it.
gonna run themselves into the ground.
I thought there was a legal concern with that.
Nah, in this case, well, it's not this hearing tonight, but there was contention that they run a different operation and they rely a lot more on use of others' products rather than use of their own product. So they tend to have a lot more varieties compared to Coastal Healing, which is a mom and pop type operation, which only, I think, sells what they grow, and it doesn't necessarily give that variety.
diminishing returns. They're not gonna.
So this company at 260 comes out of Uxbridge, and I think they have a better business plan, I guess may say.
What a zoning board, not to go off on a tangent, but you'd never have two liquor stores issue liquor licenses side by side.
But the problem is that zoning is that's the only place they can go.
Yes, right, so they are restricted to a certain area.
Okay,
so.
all right.
So they have to go.
They have to go there, okay.
So, again, not to get off track, but this is an order that was issued and no work was commenced. So for this, FHL Realty Trust, 260 State Road, I request that we issue a certificate of compliance with no work commenced on this order, and it has expired.
Okay, sounds good. If there's no more discussion, then looking for a motion.
Motion to approve.
I second that.
Jake, Jake and Kevin. Those in favor? Opposed? All right, that's unanimous.
Be making Jim save his holiday season. Basically,
Casino.
That's what we're here for.
Yeah.
We're gonna help make dreams come true.
we are.
All right.
The last one is
Jeffrey Bolton.
it's an extension, Mr. Chairman.
Jeffrey Bolton, 186 East Beach Road. It's an extension.
Correct. Mr. Chairman and members, Jeffrey Bolton, 186 East Beach Road. His request for an extension for file number SC 802568. Report date is November 20th, 2024, as well as the site visit was also on November 20th. Description of work, the owner has filed requesting a 3-year extension to the order conditions, file number SC 802568, for his trailer lot located on East Beach Road. The request has been received with the required 30-day prior to the expiration. The extension for 3 years is in order, so I recommend the Westport Conservation should approve the 3-year extension to order SE 802568 for Jeffrey Bolton.
Excellent.
Motion to approve. Nobody's here.
Second.
Nobody's here.
I'm supposed to ask for the motion.
You weren't quick enough.
Kevin,
Is he?
Jake.
Do you know Mr. Bolton? You know?
Yes.
Is he a firefighter?
no,
Okay.
I don't think he's a firefighter.
Not here.
No,
Attleboro? No.
I don't think so, no.
Not related to Michael?
No, not the house first house I bought out of, it's out of college, was the Bolton's house in Attleboro. It's not that common last name. Yeah, that's all. Okay, for a motion,
We already did.
we did it.
Kevin and me.
Those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? All right, that's unanimous.
It is.
All right, that's our agenda.
Now you refer to your bills.
All right.
Well, we don't have to go through the minutes if we can. We can approve bills.
Yeah. Okay, East Bay Media Group, $430.50.
Motion approved.
Second.
Okay, Jake and Kevin, those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? All right. That's this is gonna be, this is the same, right? This is the 61A.
Chris, the Westport Land Conservation Trust, we talking about that.
Yes, I can talk on their behalf. The Westport Land Conservation Trust have purchased a parcel on Cornell Road, which is part of the Herb Hadfield Conservation Area. The property contains a hayfield that has been in production for decades. It's located right along Cornell Road. The town recently has done some work there, and in recent years, there's been a focus on stewardship with agriculture initiatives in highly erodible areas. This area is very erodible, and it leads down to the Angeline watershed. So they are considering implementing a strategy of utilizing cover crops and agricultural buffer strip management. So Ross and I have been talking about this. Seeing this as an agricultural use, it's currently hayed, so it falls under that agricultural allowance. He would like to continue his effort with the installation of a new buffer strip and overflow area in the southeastern corner of this field. on the Hadfield property. This will be designed to deal with the agricultural-related runoff towards Angeline Brook, which is a very significant cold water fishery. The site work will be done in the agricultural field, but in proximity to the buffer zone. Excavation of the portion of field is required, but only about 50%, 55% of the area will be excavated. They will plant a new area with native grasses, shrubs, and trees, and slow the water and absorb it as it moves to improve not only biodiversity, but also the water quality. This work would be best to be conducted during the dry, cooler times of the year. And again, basically, they're going to allow the overflow to come into the field, flow through the field in this planted strip as it exits back onto the road layout into that drainage swale along the edge of Cornell Road. And again, he's looking to maintain a long-standing partnership with the commission and greatly appreciate this in your discussion this evening. So basically, in extent of what is proposed, this is the area of the field in close proximity to the edge of that BVW, which is in the wooded area. But you can see the agricultural field is quite extensive. So this is just a planting of a buffer strip in order to help slow flow, cleanse it, and provide some diversity for something than just the monotony of that section of the field. So I think it's beneficial. Again, as we work closely with the land trust, they've always come before us for our blessing. So I think in this case, we could give them the blessing to allow the work under the agricultural activity and exemption.
Who farms it?
Tucker Manning farms it, and I think they might have hay in it now. So it's just like a motion to accept their proposed buffer strip installation at the Hadfield Cornell Road property.
Second.
Jake and Kevin, those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? All right.
Perfect.
Passed unanimously, there's nothing to
No,
sign on,
no,
right?
no, I will forward them a response and letter.
How about the 61A?
61A you should bring up, yes, that is for the release of property. Oh, where is that, Mr. Chairman? That is.
533 Horseneck Road, Daniel G. Richard.
Okay, this is the property on the corner of Petty Lane and Horseneck Road. It has been an existing 2 structures on it, and it's adjacent with a large field to Elizabeth Meyer's property. Elizabeth Meyer has approached the owner to sell it, and there was some court battle that ensued. Now the property has been subdivided into 4 lots, I believe, with 3 of them already under agreement. So the owner's last lot in question has the option to sell a portion of that lot to Mrs. Meyer if they want to. So there was some consensus made, but the owner would not outright sell it to her in the manner that was implemented by her strategy, which was to try to financially hurt the gentleman. So they went to court, decision was made, and that's the agreement that's made. So this property has no value in per se. There is already land trust land CR in the woods of this wetland that is not part of this property. So this is really just simply a sign off for the release of the 61A. I would say yes.
Would it be beneficial to continue this?
In this case, it wouldn't, because there's already houses on the property, so.
I think we should consider that until,
What's that?
I think we should consider continuing it.
Oh, if we don't have an adequate number of that sum, we can postpone to the next meeting, yes. Again, this is just a release of the prior monies that the person, so this is not anything, we're not encouraging development, it's already been subdivided, so. That is fine. If we do not have a quorum to pass that, we can postpone it to the next meeting.
Yeah,
I have never voted for a 61A. I don't agree with it, I don't agree with it.
yeah, I think we should, I would like to maybe do a drive-by and just eyeball it.
That is fine.
Yeah.
corner of Petty and Horse Neck Road on the northerly side. Butts Elizabeth Meyer from her wall all the way to Petty.
So she wants,
She wanted the entire property.
She wanted it for a very
She
cheap
wanted-
price, and the gentleman said sorry, and she took him to court with a threatened tactic, and she lost.
how could, if he
She
said,
negotiated
if he
a
said
civil-
no, why wouldn't,
That's not necessarily,
how did that even get filed in court?
she challenged the decision of the subdivision of the land, so that's where it went to court, was challenging the subdivision. That's, again, Mrs. Meyer's tactic, is that she has in the past done similar ruthless effort to try to break you and financially bring you to a point where you have to accept the offer, so.
Interesting. Okay. Rich?
So I recommend we continue, postpone it,
Continue?
I make a motion to continue to 12:10.
12:10, correct.
Okay, those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? All right. Who's second?
I second it.
Jake Burke.
Jake Burke, okay. All right, next, looks like we've got minutes here from November 12th. Present were me, Jake, Bert, and Kevin, look at that.
Whoa.
Any discussion on minutes? If not, looking for a motion to accept.
Motion to accept.
Second.
11/12/24.
11/24.
11/12.
11/12/24.
That's right, we're carrying it.
Wow. Okay.
You can just leave that right in the folder.
Yep, there. We see minutes from 10/22. Present were Jake, Merchant, Bert,
Nope.
Kevin. No, negative. Can't not do that one. 9/17/24. Present were
Can't do it.
me, Jake, Bert. Nope. Kevin. Nope.
Good
Do
job.
that one.
Thanks for not showing up.
This one. Oh, this one. We'll never get this one.
Which one is this?
June 11th. This comes up every meeting, and we see. Let me see. Present. Jonkus, me.
I'm the linchpin.
Forget it.
There you go, there's Kevin
Yeah,
Carter.
there it is. 3 times off the year. There we go.
Out of everyone's name, Kevin's came up every time, so I think he wins the prize for his attendance.
You know, that's gonna have to come up in his annual review when we start to discuss his, you know,
His-
we have to stipend.
Raise-
his stipend.
raises.
He may move
Yeah.
up to a vice chairmanship.
You're not gonna get the typical, 12% annual bump in your stipend.
Oh.
No, not this year.
All right, Mr. Chairman, I just have a few, well, just 2 quick things. First of all, if you weren't aware, we're in a severe drought. Just because of this little bit of rain we've had, we had a Zoom meeting. The state did one on Friday and one on Monday. From the state levels, all the way from DEP to the Executive Office of Environmental Affairs to the Department of Conservation and Recreation. So they're encouraging towns to limit use of water. Full laundry and dishwasher loads, don't do half loads, and limit running of water and all reasons at this current times, because they also mentioned that well-fed communities also should be looking at trying to lessen the use of their water as well. We've had an extremely historical fire season in the state of Massachusetts. In the month of November alone, there were 433 fires. This burned a total of 4,202 acres in the state. So in November alone, it was 2,800 acres burned alone with those 433 fires. So we are very susceptible to fire, and what they're stating was these were very deep internal fires because the duct was so dry that these fires were they were very difficult to extinguish because of that hidden layer of duff that you can't water. So again, we seem to have maybe stepped out of this with another inch of rain tomorrow, but just for the record, I want everyone to know that we should be cordially being careful until such time as we're back with 5 inches of rain every 2 days so we can be flooded. But the other thing, I did send 2 letters out. One letter to the selectmen is for us updating the open space plan and looking to form an open space committee. The second letter was on a request from an abutter. I sent it to the ZBA, the Zoning Board of Appeals, for the Westport Lakes 40B comprehensive permit. And that was just given the history of the project. Some neighbors have entered into some concerns for the Westport Lakes of Phase 1 not even being finalized, which they are not wrong, before we should let this 40B go in off that unaccepted way. So those are 2 things. The last thing I got for you is our lovely governor just on November 20th decided to do a 3rd Permit Extension Act. And I'm really not knowing why, but apparently she says, relative to strengthening Massachusetts economic leadership, also known as the Mass Leads Act, the Comprehensive Economic Development Bill includes provisions again to extend the life of land use permits. So any permit that has been active from January 1, 2023 to January 1, 2025 will automatically get an extra 2 years of added to them. So I wanted to state that to the audience and people out there that listen, that if they do have permits, that we can coordinate with you to extend these permits. And we are making known that these now are extended, so we're not gonna shorten the life of these, but we just want people to be aware that this is something unusual, and I was surprised to see this in my email feed today. But again, this doesn't apply to 40B comprehensive permits. This doesn't, for certain hunting and fishing aquaculture license, it doesn't apply. This is only for permits that have been issued through real estate developments, conservation permits, and building permits, and Board of Health permits. So this is just your general issuance of permits. So I think that is helpful for some people with septic designs that get that added extension.
Does that impact the beach nourishment stuff we do on East Beach?
Yes.
So
Yes.
those people would be okay for another 2 years?
They automatically would get another 2 years. So Mr. Bolton, which we talked of getting extension,
Yeah.
he may already be getting 2 years on, so, yes, so I will try to coordinate with giving him the final date of what is added.
So an order of conditions is considered a permit?
Yes, yeah, so you added 2 years on top of that 3-year permit,
What's the
so.
benefit of this?
What's the driver? Like,
Yeah, what's-
who?
She just, as a result of real estate downturn, that's, I don't know why she really, why she triggered this.
Very good lobbyist for real estate.
This, again, may be,
Okay.
To keep continuing, right, you don't have to go through the process again.
yeah, I think it's helpful in some settings, but it's also unnervy for solar operations and such that,
That's what I was
that we,
getting at.
that we
Okay.
may want to see expire, so, but, again,
Thank you. That's where it's going.
It may-
That's-
may
that's
be.
Okay,
Against the Trump administration.
it may be, I guess, in some ways, so.
okay.
That's all I have, Mr. Chairman. I'd like to wish everyone a happy Thanksgiving. And to our expanded audience out there, happy Thanksgiving.
Motion to adjourn.
I'm saying,
Okay. Anyone opposed?
Don't
Those
look
in
at me.
favor? See, you're in that mood.
No, no, actually, just
Today,
keep us
you
here.
would- Yeah, you
Maybe
would
we'll
not
just
want
keep
to.
us here.
Yeah,
Yeah, maybe I will.
Okay, those in favor?
We can sit
Opposed?
there all night.